What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, we're coming back to Eluveitie. Yes, indeed, Eluveitie Fans FEELIN YOU. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-boobidi-bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Hamish Alexander, and this is actually one of Hamish's 3 prioritized requests for the month of September for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Hamish. I hope you enjoy the show, man. Hamish wanted to see me react to this song by Eluveitie called Slania's Song. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Alright, this was posted by Metal Channel, okay? And the video has 132,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Eluveitie Live Motocultor Festival 2015 full show. Yeah, this is a full show. Hamish told me he wanted me to start the song at 8:54, which is where we're at, and I'm supposed to stop at 14:31. So that's the target number. Let's see if I can be accurate today. I don't know. Maybe I'll be accurate. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Let's find out. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
pause there. I like the contrast in the vocals from two different perspectives. Number one, you got the female vocalist and the violin player coming up to the mic and harmonizing with her. I like that. You don't see that too often where the violin player will suddenly step up to the mic and start singing. That doesn't happen very often, so that was really cool to see. The other contrast I like is the contrast between the clean vocals, the melodic singing, and the grit and growl. Now, my last reaction to Eluveitie for a music video, we didn't hear any melodic singing, and I was kind of put off by that. This time, oh yeah. Oh yeah, not only are we hearing melodic singing, but I would say about 2/3 of the vocals so far has been melodic singing, and about 1/3 has been grit and growl. I prefer it that way. Don't get me wrong, I'll take a 50-50 split, I will, but if we can get more melodic singing than grit and growl, I'm a happy man. I really am. I like hearing that. It sounds really, really good. Let's keep going here. Let's see where this goes. Singing together, grit and growl and clean vocal, nice. I'm going to pause right there. What a great place to pause. I couldn't help but notice the bass player. Man, I don't know what he did to his index finger. Holy smokes. Is his index and middle? Or is it just his index? Or not his index, his ring. It's his ring finger. I don't know if it's his ring finger and middle finger, but he's got at least one of his fingers all splinted up and taped up. Wonder what he did. That does make it a little tougher to play. I'm not going to lie, man. It does. But, not to toot my own horn, but I got that beat. I've got that beat. One of the bands that I was in, I might still be in it. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't been told I was fired. I haven't been told I've been released, but I haven't heard anything from the band in a while, so I don't know if I'm still in the band or not. But in any case, the very first show we ever played, about a month prior to, no, about 2 months prior to the first show, I broke my wrist. I broke my left wrist right here at the scaphoid bone. What's it called? It's the main bone. It's like the center bone in the wrist. There's like 9 bones in your wrist, and this was the main one. I cracked it right in half. And I had a cast on. And I was determined to play this show, man. I was like, there's no way I'm going to let this cast stop me. And I figured it out. I had to adjust and rotate my wrist a certain way to be able to play, but I played with a full cast on. I have pictures. I'll see if I can put maybe I'll put one of the pictures up here. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe, if you're looking at the picture now, there it is. It'd be over, where would it be? Over here? No, it'd be over here. It'll be over here somewhere, probably right here. Yeah, there it is. I hope I could find them. It's gonna look really bad right now, but I can't find one of them. And I hope it shows the actual wrist. But yeah, Man, that was a fun show. But yeah, I played with a broken wrist, cast on, and the whole bit. That was interesting. But yeah, trust me, I can relate. I mean, I got it beat, but I can relate. Playing injured, man. Look, there's an old saying, the show must go on. Queen said it best. The show must go on. Injuries, that doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. You figure it out. You want to be on stage bad enough. You want to play with the band bad enough. You want to get out there and play live bad enough. You'll make it happen. You'll figure it out and you'll make it happen. So I completely relate. I absolutely relate. Let's keep going here. We got about another 2 minutes to go. Maxie! 1431. Right on the mark. Awesome. Okay. That was nice. It was really good. I have some thoughts. So let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Eluveitie with Slania's song. This was a request from Hamish Alexander. And this was actually one of Hamish's 3 prioritized requests for the month of September for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, Hamish. I hope you enjoyed the show, man. I thought about it, but I'm going to be honest with you, folks. There really is not a lot to talk about. This is going to be pretty cut and dry, which is, I mean, perfectly fine. It just means it's going to be a little bit of a shorter review than normal, but I mean, it's okay. There's still a couple of things to talk about. Let's start with the score first. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that an 8.1. Yep, 8.1. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, overall, taking everything into account, it is a great score. It is a great score, and I do feel it is a great song. Barely. Okay, it barely got into the 8s, if I'm being honest with you. It is a great song. There are some great things happening. The instrumentation sounds really nice. The musicianship across the board from everybody sounded really good. I feel like the focus was on the European instruments. And look, there's nothing wrong with that, but when you have 2 guitars and electric bass up there, and they're being used as sparsely as they were, the mix wasn't right. The balance wasn't right. I think that's the better word, not mix, balance. Like when I did my first reaction to Eluveitie, the mix was, I mean, not the mix, the balance between the traditional European instruments and the electric instruments, it was pretty much dead even. Couple of little times you know, the electric guitars were a little more prominent, and then there were other times where the classical instruments were a little more prominent, and it balanced out. This one, it was clearly European instruments were here, guitars and bass were down here. And it was that way through pretty much the entire song. I do feel like it was a little unbalanced, but it did sound good, and everything sounded fine across the board from a notational standpoint. It's just the give and take and the level and the amount of importance of each instrument. I just felt like it was a little off balance. So, but that was made up for with vocal performance, where we didn't have 50-50. It was there was clearly more melodic singing than there was grit and growl. Now, it started out about 2/3 to 1/3. By the time we were done, it was honestly about 60-40, about 60% to maybe 55%, somewhere in there, of melodic singing to the 40 to 45% grit and growl. It was a little bit closer than I would have personally liked, but we still had more melodic singing than grit and growl, so I was happy about that. And it wasn't like the first reaction I did where it was literally all grit and growl, no melodics anywhere in the vocals. Now, there were plenty of melodics here and some nice harmonies to boot. It was a nice surprise seeing the violin player come up to the mic and sing harmonies with the female lead. That was really cool to see, and something you don't see very often, and I think she did a fine job. When they would also, when the two main vocalists would sing together, the grit and growl and the main melodic lines, when they would sing together, I liked that. I think they did. I think they work really, really well together. As far as the songwriting goes, not the most complex song. I think from a songwriting standpoint, I think I like the other song I did better. The name of the song I think was King. I think I like that song better than this one. This song, a little, how should I put this? Autonomous, I guess. It became like autopilot almost. Like it felt like autopilot. It's like, you know, the first like third of the song, it seemed like everybody was really into it, but by the time they got to about a little less than the halfway point, it just felt like everybody was on autopilot. Like everybody was just kind of coasting with what they were playing. And not even necessarily what they were playing, but how they were playing it. So, I wasn't the biggest fan of the song itself, but it's still a great song. It is. As far as the live performance, saw some good things, saw some things I'd like to see more of. Stage presence was definitely there. Stage energy was there. You know, you had people moving around the stage, walking around the stage, but it went in spurts. Like it would go, you know, with, you know, movement and motion from like 3 or 4 different people, and then everybody came to a dead stop. And then like 30 seconds later, this person would move over here, this person would move up there, this person would move over here and up there and across over here, and then everybody would stop. And then about 30 seconds later, everybody would start to move and move and move and switch places and stop. You see what I'm saying? It went in spurts. Now, does it still count as stage energy? Yes, it does. It absolutely counts as stage energy. I just would have liked to see it a little more consistent and not, instead of having 3 or 4 people moving at once and then stopping, how about just one person move and then, you know, another person move and then another person move? You know, it just make it a little more consistent. I think that would have been a lot better. Stage interaction. I saw stage interaction. I did see some of that. Unfortunately, crowd interaction, I really didn't see any. And that's kind of a bummer for me. That's kind of a big one. If we had had some crowd interaction, I guarantee you we would have had a higher score. I can't tell you how much higher, but I can guarantee it would have been a lot higher. Well, maybe not a lot, but it would have been a noticeable difference. It wouldn't have just been like 0.1 or 0.2. No, it would have been a little more than that. So I would have liked to have seen some crowd interaction, get the crowd involved in the show a little bit more. Showmanship, yeah, I saw some showmanship. The lead vocalist really, the grit and growl guy, really knows how to put his whole body into it, and you know, great bodily and body language and bodily expression. He did a really good job with that. The ladies, the violin player and the lady doing the female lead vocals, doing the constant head banging while the guy was doing the grit and growl. That was fun to watch. Production, not really. Didn't really see any production, but that's okay. Production's at the bottom of the list of importance anyway. I was more impressed with their live show, and like I said, everything other than crowd interaction, they pretty much nailed. If I'm being honest, if there was one factor that bumped this up, point one. And I know a lot of people are gonna groan when I say this, but I'm sorry. I feel for the guy. I do, because I've been there. I've actually been in a worse position than him. I felt bad for that bass player, man, with the broken ring finger. I don't know if it was broken or sprained or jammed or what, but he had it all taped up. And I mean, not just the finger. I mean, the finger looked like it had been splinted and reinforced with tape around the back of the hand to the wrist. So that tells me something's up with that finger. Maybe it got dislocated, maybe it got jammed, maybe it just flat out got broken. I don't know. And yet he's still out there toughing it out, playing, you know, with a busted digit. I've gotten quite a few gigs, last minute gigs, for bands whose bass players have suffered an injury. And these injuries can be severe, they can be stupid, and they can be, like, questionable. Like, seriously? You sprained your ankle so you can't play? What does your ankle have to do with playing a bass? I mean, look, if you can't move around the stage, fine. Stand there on one foot and play. I would do that. I've done it. I've done that with a sprained ankle. My left ankle's kind of weak, but I sprained it. I'll roll my ankle probably about once or twice a year. I've got bone chips in there, and unfortunately, it's never gonna heal. So it is what it is. But I mean, but that's an ankle, you know. I've gotten calls for that. You know, hey, our bass player, broke his toe. Can you come out and play? And I'm like, yeah, I can. Here's my rate. He really can't play for you guys with a broken toe? I mean, whatever. All right, fine. I'll take the money. Pay me, and I'll be there. You got it. But playing with a busted digit like that, man, that's rough, man. That's brutal. That's hardcore. Good on him. Good on him for toughing through it and not wussing out and calling it a sub. I give him a lot of props for that. And I know people are gonna groan when I say this, but I did bump it up 0.1 for that. I absolutely did. And look, if you don't like it, too bad. It's my show. So anyway, 8.1, I feel good with that score, and that's where we're gonna stay. So, 8.1, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.